and it's Arsenal, where we start with our Premier League insider, David Ornstein, who will be at the game. There he is, at Stamford Bridge, ahead of Chelsea-Arsenal a little bit later. David, Edu leaving on Monday. Let's talk about the future. Are they going to replace him? How is the structure now going to look above Mikel Arteta?
Yeah, so to remind our audiences, Rebecca, Edu resigned on Monday. He said an emotional farewell to staff at the Arsenal training ground on Tuesday. And with that, he was gone, placed on gardening leave. It's a 6-month notice period, so he won't be working, and Arsenal have some time to find his replacement. In the meantime, Jason Ato, his assistant, will take the job on an interim basis. There are also a number of other very capable people inside the club and around the operation. You've got James Ellis, head of recruitment, Per Mertesacker, head of academy. But in the background, this recruitment process to find an eventual successor is getting going in earnest. It might not be quick because many of the candidates they'll be looking at could have notice periods of their own. I think they might look for some outside help, maybe a headhunter to assist in this process, and try and find somebody really with the charisma of somebody like Edu, with the contacts book, with the experience that perhaps Arsenal don't have internally. And the ownership, the Cronkies, will be hosting the executives of Arsenal in the USA next week during the international break. That was scheduled, I must say, but it does give them an opportunity to speak about this and also transfer plans. I think many of the plans for the next couple of windows would already be in place, so they'll try as far as possible to see this as business as usual. Edu is expected to go to the Marinakis group of clubs. That will give him a chance to work in a multi-club model and also pursue his executive ambitions. That deal is agreed, but it's not yet signed, so we'll have to just pause on that for the time being. A multi-club model is something that Arsenal do not have at the moment, so that could have factored into Edu's thinking. But at the same time, I don't know of any major fallout here. Maybe it was time to go after 5 years. And from everything I hear when I speak to people at Arsenal, shock, yes, it's left a hole, but they don't feel that their project was built on one person. They are very confident and optimistic that they can go on and potentially be even better in the future. So it's a time of strife, but they believe they are well set for the future.
OK, there's a bit of strife going on at a few other Premier League clubs right now. A few managers, David, heading into the international break on hot seats. Which is the hottest seat of them all?
Well, let's go from the bottom of the table and Southampton. Look at their run of fixtures coming up. That really is ominous for Russell Martin. No doubt it's precarious there. But I don't know of him being in imminent danger of being removed from his position. And that's because he is very highly thought of. He brought Southampton into the Premier League. Their ambition was to stay there, and they very well could do so this season. The view of him is high, not only inside Southampton among the ownership, but outside as well. There's a feeling that perhaps the players have not been good enough, and they're going to need to do something in the January transfer window. If I move it on to Wolverhampton Wanderers, their conquerors yesterday, it is perhaps a bit more jeopardy for Gary O'Neill. Despite that huge win, I don't think he's completely out of the woods. There is a big call to make there, because at Wolves there is a feeling that they have a better squad than they are producing the results for. And so some conversations will be happening. We've got managers on the market like a Graham Potter and a David Moyes. And in Wolves' position, whether in good times or bad, they're always going to be speaking to representatives, looking at that market in case a change is needed. And so we're going to have to watch this space on that one, despite how popular Gary O'Neill is, despite the mitigation of injuries to key players such as Mosquera and losing a lot of key talent in the summer transfer window. They have a really winnable run of fixtures coming up, so that could come into the equation too. What about Crystal Palace, a club you know so well, Rebecca? I think they're fully behind Oliver Glasner from ownership all the way down. It has been a tough period, but I think there will be introspection at ownership level as to whether they could have done better in the summer in terms of spending the Michael Elise money right at the end of the summer market. And so that they're going to look to go forward with him as far as I'm aware, and I do think they'll recruit a couple of players in January, definitely in the attacking positions. Finally, West Ham, of course, pressure on Julian Lopetegui, but a source very well placed has said to me today they're disappointed by results, but they like to honour contracts. They hope and expect things to change. There will be scrutiny on him because the fans are turning. There will be scrutiny on Tim Stuyton, the sporting director who bought Lopetegui in, and so many of the players in the summer window. He lives on for now, but it is delicate there.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. David, thank you very much for joining us.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host of NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. And if you want even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock.